Well, Roscoe, I guess Melbourne Victory again. What do you learn from the FFA Cup loss the other night? It was a great performance, albeit I know you didn't win, but you must have been proud of the boys.
Yeah, very, very proud of our performance. Probably one of our best performances of the season. Should have scored those goals in the first half and gone into half-time 3-0 up. Extremely disappointed with the result. The whole playing group are. Left a bitter taste in their mouth. But they, like I said to them this morning, they were very, very happy with their performance, and they know that for us to beat Melbourne Victory, we've got to take our chances.
I guess as well, you know that derby as well as anyone. Losing to Melbourne Victory hurts. It sounds like they're hurting, so hopefully that'll fuel the passion.
Yeah, absolutely. And the two games that we've played against Melbourne Victory, we've controlled the games. Basically, they've caught us on the counter attack. They're very dangerous on the counter. They are very good on set pieces as well. We've got to tighten up in those areas. But we've had, I think the other night was 60% possession to their 40. They're top of the table, and they were only missing 3 of their starting players. So, we're extremely confident going into this game. We know that we can get the result, providing that we stop them from hurting us on counter-attacks and set pieces.
So do you think you're a better team than results would suggest up until the Wellington game on the weekend?
Sorry, were we the better team?
Do you think that you're a better team than where your results?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, us not having an out-and-out striker out on the field does affect the group a little bit. But again, we created really good chances to go up at half-time, at minimum 2-0. Joe Coletti missed that one right on the line. We obviously scored the free kick, but the way we controlled that game, possession-wise, tactically, with playing with the 2 10s, we hurt them.
So what do you think the answer is going forward at 9 then, as a striker, as a front man?
Well, George Blackwood's not completely ready to play a full 90. We've also got the foreign striker to come in, and from my understanding that both players are very, very close to signing. So that's always an option. But the weekend, we've just got to play that same game as we played against Melbourne Victory and put the ball in the back of the net.
I've been on holiday, so excuse me if this is an ignorant question, but do we know much about the foreign striker?
We do.
Is there something locked in, or is the club still moving towards something?
It's pretty much, from my understanding, it's pretty much done, and the deal's done. But there's a few things to, I think, sign off on, which might be the visa and whatnot. So.
Is there a time frame? Do you know until you might be able to?
No, that's something for the club need to address.
And Roscoe, what about you? I mean, how did you enjoy? I know you said the other day it's one thing you'd like to get to one day coaching. How did you enjoy being in charge of the club? Was it any different?
It was different because I had to do the warm up. I had to do my duties as an assistant coach plus as the head coach. But the game, everything's set up by Carl anyway. So obviously, I do a lot of coaching out on the field. Even when Carl's there, it was enjoyable. Like I said, it was a bit of taste in the mouth after the game. Not winning that game. We had that chance right at the end with Georgie Blackwood as well. But yeah, really enjoyed it.
I feel like the assistants on the sideline have a licence to sort of bark at the 4th official more than the head coach does. I know that you love barking at the 4th official. Do you get to still?
No, that's not true.
You get to still do it as the head coach?
It's communicating with the 4th official, and that's all we're trying to do. Disappointed with some of the things that went on the other night, especially with Guerrier dragging one day to the ground. In anyone's eyes, it's a second yellow card and it's a send-off that can change the game. They try and stop the game a lot by pulling shirts. When you get past them, when we break lines, they'll drag you from the waist. That happened over and over and over again, and that's something that I spoke to the 4th official about before the game. I'm not complaining about Melbourne Victory doing it, because if they can get away with it, no problem. I mean, everyone does. You bend the rules a little bit, but they are a top team. They're top of the table. They're coached by one of the best coaches in Australia, in Tony Popovic. We have a lot of respect for the club, but we definitely don't fear them.
So what do you do with something like that? But before Saturday's game coming up, do you, as the head coach this weekend, do you say something, just keep an eye on it before the game to the refs?
Yeah, we did, but again, Alex King just let it go. So we've got no excuses. Whether we win or whether we draw or whether we lose, there's no excuses. We go out and play our game. We can't control what the referee does. If they want to, every time we put in a tackle, it's a yellow card, and they allow players from the opposition to drag our players back by the shirt 3, 4, 5 times. What can we do about it? We can only have a word to them, and that's it.
And when are you hoping to start getting some players back, Ross, or is it hard to say, COVID, etc.?
Yeah, we've got, the injured players are going to be out for a long, long time, and that's the unfortunate thing. We've had serious injuries. The ones with COVID aren't too far away, so I think there's only 3 of them, and hopefully the new boys come in, and we've got Isais coming back, which is a big plus for us. And to have that performance without Isais as well was real promising for the players that played.
What are your memories of the rivalry, Ross? Moments that sort of stick out to you in Adelaide and Melbourne games? Maybe you've played in them, maybe you've coached them.
Yeah.
Memories.
The ones that stick out for me, the main one was the game that we went to Etihad. I don't even know what it's called nowadays. Melbourne Victory, I think it was the second season, and Melbourne Victory were top of the table, and we went there and we beat them 1-0. And we had that belief that we could beat them. There was a bit of trouble at the beginning of the game, a bit of a scuffle, but we beat them 1-0, and that's probably one of the best results that we've had in Melbourne. But we've also beaten in the first season as well, 1-0 as well. So there's been a few games. They are fiery, and it means a lot to us and a lot to our supporters to beat the Melbourne Victory. Probably not so much to them, but it's a real rivalry game for us.
It does mean more. It does mean more than
Absolutely,
any other game.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Is it strange playing Victory again so soon, and are you expecting anything against them?
No, it's probably better that we are playing them so soon after the last game, because that hunger is there with the players. Not winning that game and having put in that performance to get nothing out of it, that hunger's there. So it's probably better that we are playing them straight after.
And no fresh injury news?
No, everyone's fine. Everyone had the rat test this morning. Everyone's fit and ready to go.